Welcome to the 53rd episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name is May. Welcome to returning viewers, and for those of you watching us for the first time, we're glad you could be here. Today we've got lots of craft items to show you that we've been up to and what we've been up to. But before we begin, Colleen's going to talk about what we're wearing.
And before that, we're going to talk about the fact that we now have 701 subscribers.
Yay!
Yay.
Prizes for you.
Exactly. So way back when we thought we'd be really lucky if 10 people watched us. And
Right.
now we're getting lots of people watching, and we're liking that we can do that for you. So we have a giveaway, and we mentioned this earlier. So this is the fabric that we bought. And so this is what I'm going to make the project bag out of for the winner.
Nice fabric.
Yeah.
I forgot all about this. I forgot what it looked like. But
Exactly.
it's nice.
Yes.
Whoever gets this is going to be very lucky.
Exactly. So that's the first thing. Now, you will have a choice of two possible things. One is a drawstring bag, like that.
Oh, I like
Perfect.
this. This would be my favorite.
Yeah, that's your favorite thing. You love that. The noise that it makes when you pull it. That's good. So that's
Now,
one
Can I
possibility.
ask you a question? When you do make the bag, are you going to have two different colors, or are you just going to make it out of the one?
More than likely, it'll just be the one, because I was having trouble trying to find something that matched.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be
just
all
a
one
color.
color. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think it'll be
Good.
great.
So they have a choice of this
That's the first one.
pull string, or
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Drawstring.
Drawstring.
Or a zip one.
Zip one. And the zip ones are lined.
Yep, and once again, it'll be all one color, because that fabric that we chose
Okay.
is going to be a little
So
tricky.
this will be a nice size too. So
Exactly. One or
and
the
what
other.
do they have to do to let us know that?
So here's what we need you to do. We need you to first of all subscribe, and then we want you to comment down below. And to enter, you're going to say, I would like a drawstring bag, or I would like a zipper bag. So drawstring or zipper.
You don't even say I would like. You just have to put in the words drawstring or zipper.
Yes.
Subscribe. So the first thing is subscribe.
Subscribe, yes.
The second thing is
Yeah.
drawstring, if you want a drawstring, or zipper if you want a zipper, and then we'll put the names in, and then you can.
And then we're
We
going to
pick.
do a random number generator.
And so you'll get you'll get a custom bag just for you then.
Exactly. And we have purchased some little tags that say MC Knitting Adventure, and it doesn't matter which one you choose, we'll also give you a progress keeper, and it has it's of a little car that kind of is similar to our logo.
How fun is that?
Exactly. So that's exciting.
And we can do this because we've got some viewers that are really committed and watches on a regular
Exactly.
basis, so we do really appreciate that, and this is our way to give back.
Exactly.
Thanks to you for sewing.
Yes, we will do that for sure. Now, back to what we're wearing. Normally, May's the Cowl lady, and I'm the Shawl lady, and we reversed it, and May's...
I'm just not liking this.
I
But
know.
you know, I'm doing it for the podcast. It's all
She is.
about podcast.
So it may be when this is over, well, we've decided this is going to be May's and
this
that's
is gonna be
mine.
Colleen's, yeah.
So we've got that figured out. So first of all, let's talk about what May is wearing. So she is wearing it's called the Dragon Belly Shawl. And that is by Johanna Lindahl, and it is a free pattern. And what I did was I used the Scheepjes Whirl. I think this is called the Blueberry Bam, something to that effect.
Love the colors of this.
Exactly.
So it's the style of it. I'm not really. It looks better on you. I'm not really.
The color
keen on
really
colors.
suits you.
I love this lighter color here.
So what happened, it comes in a big cake, and there's lots of yardage, and we were able to make a cowl for your mom, a cowl for my mom, and then make this shawl for me.
Wow.
Out of one cake. So it is a gradient, as you can see, and it gradually, the plies change, and you end up with the dark color.
Right.
So I do have a second one. What color do you think the second one is?
Purple.
It's purple. She's right. She wins the prize. And her prize is the scowl. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to making one, but I have to be mindful of leaving myself enough yarn, but not too much, because otherwise it'll just be way
So when
too
you
big.
did the other cowls, they weren't gradient like this, because they would have been a darker.
You know what? One was white to a bit of gray, and the second one was gray to a little bit of that light blue. And then that we started with the light blue for that one.
Yeah.
It
Well, this
just
started
goes
out, the
for-
gradient wise, it worked out well with what
I really,
we've done
really liked
beforehand.
it. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. So, as I said, Dragon Belly Shawl. It is crochet. if you've never done crochet, it's a nice pattern. And
Is it free or was it?
it is a free pattern. So that one's a free one.
That's exciting when they're free.
Exactly. Now this is, I said it was Scheepjes or Scheepjes, depends on where you're looking. I tried to get the pronunciation and it got a little funny when I was trying to say it. So anyway, you'll be able to see it. May will take a picture of that ball band. So that's what May is wearing. What I'm wearing is May's favorite, which is the Anguli Cowl. And that's by Hilary Smith Callis. Not a free pattern, but a lovely pattern. And you can do all kinds of things. You could do it all plain. I didn't have quite enough yarn to do that. So I made a 2 skein shawl. Shila is what the shawl was. And I had enough left to make this cowl.
Wow.
And so this is Creek Gardens Craft 100% Pima cotton sock.
It is a great pattern
It
because
is.
you've used this quite often because I've got lots of cows to prove it.
You do. And this is the one that you like just pull over your head. Don't worry about wrapping. Don't worry about tassels.
Now, not being a knitter, is it when you say it's a good pattern, I'm assuming you like the pattern because you use it on a regular basis.
I like the pattern.
Does that mean it's an easy knit or is it
It is an easy knit. It's garter stitch and it's back and forth. You can put stripes in where you want, or you could get something that is like a speckled yarn and just do it all plain.
And you've hacked this a couple of times, correct? Or no?
I have a little bit, but I just changed the striping and do that.
Okay.
That's what I did with this one. I had tried initially to do really wide bands of color, and you and I looked at it and went, yeah, this is not working.
No, well, I think that's great.
Yeah, it's good. It's great because it's yours.
Thank you. Because I gotta get rid of this. This is just woo. What is this? I guess
They're called tassels.
Isn't there something about tassels?
We're just not even going to go there. Anyway, so that's what we're wearing. And next we're going to talk about finished objects. My first finished object is a teeny tiny pair of socks. The pattern is Baby Socks, designed by Kate Atherley. It is a free pattern, and they're lovely. So I made, it says it's the 6-month size, but they're very tiny. But what I was able to do is I had to be careful because I had made a shawl using this yarn. So this is Calmara Yarns and Fiber. We bought this when we were in Ireland. Lovely yarn to work with and blocks beautifully. I have not figured out how to block these wee socks. We're going to try and figure out, maybe cut out a plastic shape of a foot. So what I decided, what I'd like to do
Maybe
is
somebody has an idea out there. Maybe somebody's
Great. If you
blocked
do-
little socks.
comment, and that'll help us out with that. So what I decided to do is I had enough left. I thought I'll make a wee pair of socks and tuck them away because that is a memory of our trip Irish trip. So, and with a name like Colleen,
You
know,
gotta have an
we're good.
Irish sock.
All right. So
Those are cute.
I know, they're wee socks. Lovely.
Yes.
Now, this is what happens. I have a son who is going to be 30 at the end of this year. So his feet started that little, and now they're not that little. So these are his birthday socks.
Wow.
So this is Katy Lou's sock pattern by Dragonpine Designs. You have seen it before. It's a lovely pattern. So the yarn is called Premier Yarns Wool Free Sock, and we tend to make these socks, or I guess I make these socks, for the children that are all grown up, because then they can throw it in the wash and throw it in the dryer.
Feel nice, look nice.
I
stripes are
did my
good.
best to match them.
And you match them pretty perfect.
Pretty close. They're not exactly, but they're pretty close. These are the ones that I had started, and I had to rip out the one because I just couldn't handle how much off they were.
Now this is a heel that you like to
Yeah,
do.
heel flap and gusset. Yeah, I like
And
it.
these are the toes that you like?
Yes, absolutely. They are exactly what's in the pattern. It was the first pair of socks officially that I took a class to learn how to do.
And this is your kind of go-to sock pattern. You
For
like this one?
the kids, yes. And the reason for that is the ribbing holds it tight for them.
Right.
And so
Now
that's
can I
good.
ask a question?
Sure.
These tiny socks, is this the same pattern?
It is
Only
not
smaller.
the same pattern. This
Okay.
is a Kate Atherley pattern.
Okay.
And it's lovely. And I made them ribbed along the top, actually. I meant-
That's what I thought they were
Yeah,
ribbed like these.
I did. I left out the top because that's going to allow there to be space when little feet get a little
And
fatter.
they'll hold on though, too.
And they'll hold on, because we know little ones like to get
yes.
socks kicked off.
That's
Yes.
right.
That's
But these
for
are
sure.
great, Colleen. These are really
Exactly.
nice.
So now I get to tuck them away. I don't need them till December, but
You're ahead of
thanks
the
to
game.
COVID, I am knitting a lot. That's for sure. All right. So I made my next finished object is something that was almost done. I ripped it out and then I did it again. I made a short sleeve, it's not really sleeves, kind of cap sleeved sweater called Cullum. Lovely. I used this yarn. It's called Emma's Yarn Super Silky. And that is the yarn that we got at the Four Pearls yarn store when we were in Florida. The color is called Heliotrope, and it is bluey and purpley and lovely. And so what I did was I finished up the birds and ships. I always have to be careful saying that.
Now, is this a free pattern?
This is not a free pattern,
Okay.
but this is by Caitlin Hunter. And so I blocked it and it opened up the lace. I'm really happy with it. Now, another thing that you can let us know. If you see at the bottom, there is a tassel down the middle. And I have enough yarn left to do it, but I wasn't quite sure about it.
Well,
So
maybe this could give you an idea.
yeah. So let us know what you think, whether I need to put the tassel on or just leave it as it is. I think I would like it both ways.
This
but
is the one that was very tight before that you
it
ripped
was.
out.
It was too snug, and I thought it would kind of be almost
And this
like,
looks like it would be nice. It would
I
be
think
snug,
it
but not
blocked
too
it.
snug.
Yeah. So I had to up it. It was a 3.5, I think, in the pattern, and I went up to a 4.
This would really make a nice kind of like a cowl, like that style maybe. Because I like this, the detail on this.
That's a cowl. I can
And,
make you one.
Yeah, like
Easy peasy.
kind of like with that style, only not straight like this at the back. Do you know what I mean?
It kind of has to be like
Oh,
that at the
okay.
back.
All right.
But I
Anyway.
could maybe make it not quite as long.
Yeah, because I think that would be really nice.
Well,
And
it
I like
would
the
be.
color and everything too. So
Thank you.
okay,
There we go. And you know what's amazing? I still have a little bit left.
it's nice though.
So I made my kind of cap sleeve sweater, and I made this, and I still have a little bit of yarn left, which we'll talk about what I'm going to do with that later.
Nice. It'd be nice to see what that looks like on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe next time
Maybe.
we can do that. Perfect. All right. Now, then I decided
We got lots of finished objects.
we do. So I had made the Anker summer shirt. I'd made 2 for me. I made 1 for your mom. Did I make another one? I'm going to make a long sleeve one. The ones I did were short sleeve. And I knew that there was a young child's pattern. And so this is Anker's sweater. So it's longer sleeve. And the yarn that I used is called Joy DK. It's loops and threads, which we got at Michael's.
Free pattern.
Not a free pattern, but a lovely pattern. And it goes from 3 to 6 months all the way up to 8 years. So it would do a lot. And what I really like about it,
I like the color they picked.
you know, you're always so good at me. There's this and this. What do you like best? So I really like it. It's a color that would suit boys or
Gender
girls.
neutral.
Gender
They're very
neutral,
nice, yeah.
exactly. So I'm really happy with it. And the nice thing is, as we said before, this kind of hugs it in. And so as a little person gets bigger,
Right.
then that's going to fill out. And so I
Yeah.
knit the sleeves a little bit longer just because you can always roll up the cuffs.
It'd feel like a comfortable sweater if you were a kid.
It
You know,
is.
as a kid, there's always a sweater, something you'd put on as a kid that
Right.
wasn't fitting right or too tight. This looks like a sweater that a kid would be comfortable
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
nice job. I love the
like it.
color.
Thanks. So this yarn is 100% anti-pilling acrylic. So throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. So that's the idea.
in. Nice.
So that's that. Now, you know, COVID, you know, staying at home, you know, being a teacher, wanting to learn something new. So what I had discovered was something called corner to corner crochet. And I started just to try and see if I could figure it out. And then I was making a square, and I thought, well, if I'm going to make a blanket for a little person, I don't want a square blanket right now, so I wanted a rectangle one. It involved a little bit of finicky stuff.
Is this like a car seat blanket?
It's a car seat blanket. Now,
So that was why it would be rectangle. as opposed
that's
to being square?
right. This is a free pattern. So it's by Jayda InStitches Crochet, and she's got great tutorials about what to do with that. And I really like it. Now you can put in your own stripes. I got some variegated yarn just because I wanted to see how the pattern itself went.
It turned out great.
So once again, this is called Soft and Shiny. It is 100% acrylic, and it is by Loops and Threads. Once again, from my
Beautiful. This would be great for a car seat.
Exactly.
Good
So
size.
I had made one. I made more than one as we had for gifts for people who
Right.
were having babies. And what they always say is it's just the perfect size for a car seat.
Right.
So the rectangle is good. The corner to corner crochet is interesting. So I've done some crochet. I had not done this one.
So what do you mean corner to corner? Like,
So
I don't
what
understand.
it means, normally in crochet you go back and forth and back and forth. And this you can't really see because the way that you crochet it is you start at this corner, you do all this increasing and all that other stuff, and you work all the way to that corner, corner to corner. So what it will allow you to do, if you want to change colors, is that it'll allow you to do stripes. So I think the next one I'm going to do will have some stripes.
I love it.
I'm really
Great.
happy with it
Yeah.
too.
Nice gifts.
Those are my finished objects. And May, any finished objects?
I do have finished objects, but again, we'll talk about those in my crafting
Adventures.
adventures. Yes,
Perfect.
because there are finished objects.
That's
but-
great.
but,
So we'll look
yeah.
at those then. So next we're going to talk about works in progress. My first work in progress is the Winterlight Shawl by Meg Gadsbey. Now I've talked about this before, but I really hadn't done a whole lot. So now I've done more. I think you'll be able to see, this is a paid for pattern, but there's lots of texture. So what I decided to do was I went stash diving. I went, I'm at home, I've got time, and I went. And so we went to Vancouver 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And I bought some yarn. And I was going to make a scarf. And then I didn't make the scarf.
I don't know how you remember this. Like, holy, I can't remember what I had for breakfast. Can you remember the yarn you bought 5 years ago?
I did a little bus tour. It was all
Wow.
fun. So it's called Drops Baby Merino Unicolor. There we go. And so it's just kind of a creamy white.
I love the color. Like, it's not really a color, but it's beautiful.
I do too, because what it does is it really shows off the texture. So as I said, there's different texture stitches, which I won't tell you about. It is a paid for pattern, but this is going to be nice. It would be nice over a dark something wrapped around. It would be a good, walk along the beach kind of shawl. Keep
Do you
your
know what would
shoulders
be really
warm.
nice this for this yarn?
Yes.
Would be this.
Yeah.
And for a brand new baby. Like, I could see a brand new baby wrapped in something like this in the winter. Isn't that beautiful?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I love it.
So I'm really happy with it. I'm pretty close to being done, so it'll be a finished object by the next time we see you.
It's lovely.
I don't have a lot of yarn left, so it's going to be a finished object by the time that happens. But I'm really, really happy with it. There's more finished objects this time because I would get to the end and go, oh, that's all. I was really wanting to see how it would finish up. So that's
Well, we
what's
do
happening.
the podcast every couple of weeks, and
Yeah.
you've got a lot, that's not really a lot. You get a lot done in a 2-week period. Really.
I do. I'm not good at sitting still. I can sit and watch TV, but I'm not good at sitting. If I don't have knitting or something
Yeah.
in my hand, I'm kind of, I got to do something. So that's that. Now, the second thing, oh my gosh, this yarn has been a lot of things. So let's talk
Have
about
you ripped
that.
it out a few times? Of a few
Oh my
things?
goodness. So first of all, the yarn is Bamboo Pop.
Do you think it's the color? You didn't know what to do with it? Or do you think...
No. So first of all, what happened was I bought it to make a kind of a cardigan-y sweater, changed my mind, and I made the one that has the flowers on it. So it's called the Early Bloomer. I made that one. Then I had enough left, so I thought, okay, I am going to try and make a shawl, and I put some stripes in it with the other color. There's kind of a magenta in there, and we looked at each other and went, no. And then I thought, okay, well, I could crochet what you're doing, the dragon belly shawl, but it's a thicker weight. And I thought, this is not working. So I ripped it out. So it's been many things. So at the end of it all, I decided, I know I have this pattern and I've knit it before. It's called The Age of Brass and Steam Kerchief by Orange Flower Yarn.
You know what? It might be nice. It might be nice with the cowl like that.
I could have, but I had enough that it would have done something and then had almost a half a ball. So I'm trying to use it up. What's nice about this is it is cotton yarn. Well, it's bamboo and cotton. So it's 50-50. I'm just going to turn it that way, no problem. And then I've lassoed myself. So I have this much of this ball left and another about the same size. So technically this, by the way, free pattern, orange flower yarn. This is I'm supposed to stop right now.
Oh.
But it's really small. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to follow the pattern as it is and add another bit. I'm just going to keep knitting until I'm used it up because it's beautiful yarn. Like it feels great. Might put some tassels on it like that one. And I think I'm going to really, really like it.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I love the feel of it. That
Yes,
bamboo
it feels
yarn,
great.
I always really like that. It feels nice.
It feels really good.
Nice.
So those are my works in progress. And next we're going to talk about craft adventures.
Welcome to the craft adventure piece. Colleen has made a bracelet of some sort as a craft. And something else, or just the bracelet?
Just the bracelet.
Not that that's...
I've been working on other things.
She's been knitting like crazy, and the bracelet craft has turned out quite nice. So I'm excited for you to share this.
Okay, so what I did was I was watching the Grocery Girls, and I was watching that Laura Nelkin. She does a lot of knitting with beads. Never tried it, and I thought, okay, and I liked what the Grocery Girls had done, and I thought, okay, so I checked it out, and I knew I could order on Etsy, which means that we like when things come to the house. So what I ordered was the Filum kit, and so it's a double wrap bracelet. What's really good about the design by Laura Nelkin is the fact that she has all kinds of videos that tell you what to do. And so even if it's not this that you're going to be knitting, what happens is there's other videos that help you because there's certain ways that you have to knit, and she does a really good job of explaining it.
What other things does she do, like besides that bracelet?
She had, there's been a whole thing about Blueprint and Craftsy, and the good news is, and I was mentioning this to you, is the classes that I've purchased, I still will have access to, and we weren't sure that that was going to be the case. So I have a shawl class by Laura Nelkin, but she does knitting with beads. She does other knitting as well. Right now there's a tunic that she's working on that I can hardly wait to see how that works out. But I thought it's time to do something a little bit new. I was going to try the beads. So the way that this comes, and it comes in a lovely little envelope, it comes in this tin. I'm going to shake it because there's a little bit of beads left over. The nice thing is I probably have enough yarn and enough beads to make a single wrap bracelet. This bracelet is for May, and it was lots of fun. I blocked it. It is sparkly. I love it. It's this long. The color, I asked May before I ordered it. I said, I want to make one of these for you, and I just don't know. So there are some sparkle beads, and I'm going to ask May to take pictures of this to be up closer because my arms are just not long enough. And then there are some kind of matte beads. And so there's all kinds of good things, but explanation's great. And the hook and the eye are knit in, and then you reinforce it. So we're going to show this on May's wrist. She's going to put up a picture. It was a quick thing. It was a little tricky to learn, but if you watch the videos, which Laura Nelkin gives you access to, it's great. And my suggestion is, if you think you're going to buy the kit, don't go buy the pattern, because part of what you get when you buy the kit is you get the access code, and then it goes right into your Ravelry library. Right. So
now that you have the pattern, could you make more?
Exactly. So now I can make more. I am now trying to do the magic of sourcing hooks and eye clasps. These are a certain size of bead.
What size of bead is that?
It is an 8/0. Those are not easy to find. I was able to find a few in Michael's, but not necessarily the color that I want. So this is a fingering weight yarn. So all those little bits of yarn that I have left that I kept putting in a bag, or some of the mini skeins that May says, what the heck are you ever going to do with all those mini skeins? Now I'm going to be able to make jewelry. So I think some Christmas presents. One thing with the bracelet though, you've got to kind of know somebody's wrist size, but that's okay.
You could do a small, medium, large type thing with that, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or you could do extra small, small, you know, and have all the sizes up.
That's right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have May put this on her wrist. We'll take some pictures and then we'll make sure we put this in.
Sure, because it looks great on it. It feels really good on too.
I'm really, really happy. You know, you would think that such a little thing blocking wouldn't make a difference.
Right.
But it really did.
Wow.
Yeah, it really did.
Well, it turned out great for your little experiment with that.
I know, I'm so happy. So guess what?
It doesn't take much to make you happy.
No. So I'm going to do some more, probably try and do some more bracelets. There are necklaces that she has.
Oh, cool. I'd love to see the necklaces.
Well, I might have ordered another kit or two. So what I'm doing, I'm just rationalizing this for May. What I'm doing is I'm going to purchase some kits, make some things for Christmas presents.
It's a great idea.
And I figure if I start now, it'll be good.
And speaking of that, I had an idea I had.
Okay.
And I wanted to make Christmas presents for people.
Right.
And my idea didn't really work out. It's one of those kind of fails.
You know what? I don't know. No, I'm gonna. You can't say that.
Okay. Well, it was a fail. It wasn't really how.
Wasn't your vision, but I have used your fail, and it works really well.
Oh, okay. So are you all finished with your
I'm all done.
Perfect.
Yep, that's me.
All right. So I will show you this. What I'm just talking about. This was my idea. I wanted to make something because forever out in the workshop or in the kitchen when I have a page recipe off the internet, I never know where to put it and it gets usually quite wet or soaked and then I've lost a page and I have to reprint it.
Right.
So I wanted to create one of those stands. So using the same idea that I did with the bear and the moose, I thought I could do that with a coffee cup. So I drew this coffee cup and I had these thin slats of wood. It's kind of like extra wood I had.
Right.
And my whole idea was to have something that you could hang up.
Right.
Like I wanted it to be able to hang up
so
that it was out of the way and it didn't take up space.
Right.
So I made an apparatus for the back of it that you saw that kind of could do this, like different angles and stuff. And it was able to lay flat and hang up at the wall.
Right.
Now I didn't have a drill press or a drill, so my drill holes were not straight. It's really hard to drill a straight hole when you don't have a drill press. So that didn't work out.
There we go.
As much as it took me a day to try and figure it out, it didn't work. So then I thought I really liked the front part, and that all worked because you can put a book in it, and I liked that part. But I thought, what am I going to do at the back? So I just made something simple. And it doesn't hang on a wall.
No.
It's but it takes up countertop space, which I didn't want. But it sits and it doesn't go to different angles. But that wasn't really my vision.
I have to tell you, the angle that you made, I don't know if you did it on purpose, is just the right angle.
Oh, okay.
So whether or not it's
I didn't do it on purpose. Okay. It just kind of worked out.
Okay, good. Because it is perfect. I was making some bruschetta for us the other day, put the bruschetta recipe on it like that. And then I thought, oh my gosh, she wants to show it on the podcast. No tomato sauce. No, tomatoes.
No, it does work. It does do the work.
Exactly.
And I can't use it and I could use it in the workshop just for if I have a pattern for small pieces and stuff. But it wasn't exactly what I had in mind, but it was a little bulky than I wanted.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, it really
so that was one of my crafts.
Yeah, very good.
Busy doing that, but again, it was time consuming. The idea of it wasn't too bad, but when you try to figure something out,
I know.
My next one is scroll saw cutting. Okay. I cut out the little scroll saw pattern here. It's a little mouse and cat.
And where does it go?
And it goes on top of I'll take a picture of this where it's supposed to be. It's on top of a frame of a door.
Oh, perfect.
And there's different ones you can get. This is a Steve Good pattern.
Okay.
He has his own website for scroll sawing, so he has lots of patterns on there that for free. So I thought I might want to mention his name, Steve Good, because he is good for scroll sawing and different things.
Excellent.
Yeah, but it was kind of cute.
It is very cute.
Little project, didn't take too much, just cutting out of the scroll saw, and that's cute. And then my next project was, because I'm going to be getting into those miniatures, as you know.
Right.
I thought I better start. So I had a stove. I have to be careful because I have to glue the leg onto this one.
Oh,
this was a bought stove. This was a stove that I had purchased at an auction for the dollhouse.
Right.
And I haven't seen too many of them like this. But this comes out and it's got the little place for your pots and stuff like that.
Right.
And the legs are very, they are very fine because
Yes, they are.
When I was making this, I did drop it and I broke the legs a couple times.
It doesn't look like it at all.
Well, but these open up.
Right, very nice.
These all open up, these little things. And I thought, you know what, I could probably make that with the little bit of extra wood I have out there.
Very good.
So I decided to, if you want to hold on to that one, Colleen,
okay, I'll
just
hold on
watch
to that.
the leg there because it is glued.
Okay, I'm holding very carefully.
And so I thought I would make my rendition of what I think it should look like. And I made the legs a little bit more solid.
Right.
I did make a plate that
you
comes out
did a great
also.
job.
These are just washers. It's amazing with the miniature things how you can improvise with items. These are just washers painted black with some wood glued on to make it look like a stove.
Very good.
I made it that the doors open, all the doors open.
Good.
There's a little pin in there.
You are a talented soul.
And the door handle there. So that was my rendition of it. I think it worked out nice, and I like that the legs are a little bit more solid.
Right. So that's a great idea.
Yeah. So those are what I've been working on in my little workshop, and I hope you enjoy the craft section. If you want to know how to make any of these things, just leave a comment.
Exactly. And we'll get back to you.
So
we've had somebody ask for a tutorial about how to sew buttons on knitting. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and scrounge some yarn that I have in my stash, and I'm going to make some little wee something that needs some buttons, and then we'll do a little tutorial on how to do that.
I think tutorials are a good idea.
I know.
Yeah.
You keep telling me, and I keep thinking, how am I going to teach people what to do? And then you say, okay, you're a teacher.
You're an awesome teacher, and you'd be great at, it's not math. Well, I think there's some math involved.
There's always
in
math,
it, yeah. But I think you'd be great at teaching some of this stuff.
All right, so I'm definitely going to do the one on buttons. That's for sure.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
So next we're going to talk about souvenirs. My first souvenirs are a couple of books that I found. Amazon, we love. And so when I decided I wanted to do that corner to corner crochet, because I'd seen it, I thought I will give it a try. So you can do color work with corner to corner crochet, but I think my first one, here's the book that I bought.
And do you like the book?
I love the book. And actually, if you flip it over, there's this lovely sheep over here that I think I might give a try, and we can maybe have a wall hanging. There's a lovely blanket. So that shows the direction that you crochet. It's really good. There's some things that I have to work out and some things that I need to learn.
Self-explanatory, pretty easy to read, pretty easy to follow.
Yes, and yet. YouTube is a wonderful thing. So just YouTube corner to corner crochet, and then you'll be able to do that.
Nice.
Now I thought, because this was a bit bigger book, that this would have a little bit more stuff in it. And it does, but these are a little bit more complicated, so I really need to work through that one. So this is by Jess Copham, Corner to Corner Crochet, Contemporary C2C Projects. So there's some like throws and pillows and all kinds of good things.
Now
in there.
I see there's a little basket there. Were they crocheted down in there, or you don't know? You've done these before.
I have. That one's not. It's this kind of stuff here, that corner to corner stuff that's in
What
there.
a great idea for that, for a pot. I never even thought of that.
I know.
And I think I gave them to the Goodwill or something.
Oh no.
But
That's okay.
That would have been a good idea. This looks like a good book also.
It is a good book. It's got
you
some
recommend
resources.
this book?
Yes, it's good. It's good. But I think I'm going to start with the first one, the lap throws, and go from there. So that's my first couple of souvenirs. Now, as I mentioned when I was talking in our craft adventure portion, I ordered a few other things from Laura Nelkin's Etsy site. So this is called a Pioneer Cuff. And one would think I would have bought the purple, but I didn't. So this is kind of a sandy gray color. And so I'm going to work on that. And it's put some other color beads in. I have purple yarn, so I knew that, and I thought I would do it that way. So
this instructions easy to follow?
Instructions in there. Yep, I'm going to have to do a little bit of learning. The snap's a little bit different, but
so again, once you've got the pattern, you can use that.
I'm good to go.
Yeah,
absolutely.
perfect.
There's
Nice.
a couple of sizes in the pattern, so that's good. It's
Nice.
a nice little kit. And then the last thing that I bought is called the Travel Beading Kit. It looks little, but tucked in here There's 2 different sizes of crochet hook. Let me just put my hand behind it so you can see it.
Wow, they're tiny.
They are tiny.
Did they come with these things, or did you put those on?
No, they came with those. I think it's so that you can figure out which size is what. And it has to do with working your yarn through the bead and going through that. That's why there's 2 different sizes depending on the size of bead. And then this is a little piece of dental floss stringing, and it helps you get your beads through the holes of your yarn through the holes of the beads. So it's great. I used it when I was doing your bracelet, and I'm really, really happy with it.
So these are the kinds of things you use for the small, intricate kind of stuff. Wow.
So it was great. So those are my souvenirs. And now I've got another one to make. So hopefully for next time I will have a new cup.
Nice.
Yep. Good. So that's my souvenirs. What about you, my dear?
Well, this thank you to Marg. The tour of the miniatures, if you saw in our last episode, you need to see that if you haven't seen those that miniature tour. Marg is very helpful, and one day I think I'm going to go over what Colleen and I went back out to visit Marg.
Yeah, lovely lady. She's wonderful.
She is. She's lovely, and she showed me her basket of what items that you need to start with miniatures.
Right.
And so I'm going to maybe get basket and then show you what Marg had showed me as to what to get.
It's really, really good.
One of the items that she had suggested, I do have a little miniature miter saw that does all my miter cuts.
Right.
But Marg had suggested this miter cutter. It looks terrible, but
it's okay. You know what? It's great. It just looks. We were just watching a movie where they were. Anyway,
yes,
chopping people's fingers off with something like that, but not that.
But this is good because if you have little pieces of wood, we'll cut it in a miter, like a miter way.
Oh, it changes
so
the
angle? It changes the angle. So you put your wood in here, and the wood goes across there, and you just cut it. And so it's kind of a miter saw, only a miter cutter.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I've used it a couple of times already.
That's
and
fantastic.
It's great. It's a good little thing. Right. Now another item that Marg had suggested that I have seen online is a screwdriver, a handheld screwdriver.
Okay.
You know, I've got the drill pieces.
Right. Oh my goodness!
It's a little
so
tiny
small.
thing.
Right.
And it comes with umpteen million little bits of little drill bits.
Right.
That's quite large, but they come with ones that you can't even hardly see, the size of a pin.
Right.
So, for example, like that. I don't know if you
Oh
can see
my
that.
goodness!
You can't see that.
No, I can't.
And so you'd put that on the end, and it
Right.
becomes a handheld pre-drill. So I use that for miniatures. I've used that for the doors on my crafting item that I did there, those doors.
Okay.
I used this to drill a hole and put the pins in so the doors would open.
Very good.
So it's been a handy tool.
Exactly.
Looking
That's
forward to using that
fantastic.
more. And
Great.
With all these. So I'm happy with those little souvenirs.
Yes,
Yes.
we like.
Yes.
Amazon's very helpful.
So-
And so is Etsy. Etsy is done. I have been very, very impressed.
Yeah.
There's a few things that I ordered. One was elastic to make masks. It makes sense that everybody in the world was ordering elastic. And the other one is a cable for a knitting needle. And that was May, and I still don't have them. But I understand that it's not the people that I purchased them from's fault. It's that shipping's been a little crazy.
Right.
And so I'm going to give them some more time before I ask for a refund. So give them another couple months. And then if I still don't have it, then I'll have to ask for a refund.
Right.
But for the most part, we've been really, really lucky with that.
We get it at the door on a regular basis. We get things. I'm surprised we don't have other souvenirs, but these are just crafting souvenirs. We do have other souvenirs that we get, but that's a whole other
Other conversation.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. All right, so there we go.
So I'm going to just zip out of the frame for a minute, grab the fabric, and then we'll have a conversation. If you want to start talking about the 700 subscriber giveaway again,
Right, sure,
that would be
absolutely.
great. I'll be right back.
So while Colleen's gone, we'll talk about the 700 subscriber giveaway. Just remember, the one thing you have to do is subscribe. And the second thing that you have to do is you have to put in there whether you would want a drawstring or a zippered bag. So it's kind of a custom-made bag just for you if you win the prize.
That's right. So there's the fabric it's going to be made out of.
And if I had it my way, I wish I could give everybody a prize.
It would be great,
It would be
but
nice.
that's a lot of sewing and a lot of
I wouldn't
postage.
put that on you.
So there's the drawstring one. I'll let you pull it because that's
Okay.
your favorite thing to do.
There you
There's
go.
that one. And then there's the the zipper one, and it will have a handle to hold on to. And then, as I said, there will be a progress
And there'll
keeper
be one
as well.
color. They won't be the two-tone colors.
Right,
It'll just be the
exactly.
one-
There'll be all that.
the one color,
It just with something like that, you want the color to match. And if you can't get it to match, and I did
yes,
look when I
you
bought
have
it.
been looking, but yeah.
Yeah, we weren't able to do that. So we're so excited because we made it to 701. So excited about it. So thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate that you come and join us because we like doing this for you. And until next time,
You take care.